presentation to you. And on left side, seated Rahid Alekperli, Technical Director of Delta Telecom Company, and Aida Sultanova, yeah, Director of Azer Press Information Agency, and Azer Hasrat, Chairman of KSCFEN. This the very long name of this NGO, and in the speech our guest will be introduced self. Rahman Hajiev is Director of Information Agency First News, and Aynur Gasımova, Head of Service of Trend Information Agency. And myself, Elmir Velizadeh, Deputy Minister on Communication and Information Technologies. I am moderator of this session, and where I will speak with you the mentioned topics. And firstly, I started my presentation for you. And after, we will have some time for discussion, and therefore, maybe you have some questions. You can please write and remember, and after all speeches, we had discussions, and you can make possibility for your questions. Thank you. My presentation titled as Development of Information Society in Azerbaijan. As you know, in Azerbaijan, 2030 year was adopted by our President of Heydar Aliyev, our national strategy on ICT development. The main goal of this strategy indicated as transition to the information society. And after, in Azerbaijan, adopted many state programs and other orders for the implementation of this strategy. In this document indicated our policy, our state policy, which reflected improve our society for formation in our country information society, and one of part of this strategy is included the government too. And many times in state programs which adopted by our President Ilham Aliyev, in other other documents indicated one goals where we can had possibility for the transfer our black gold, our oil resources, to the human gold, to the real welfare of our every citizen in our country. This is main topic, all activity in our country. Our government, our state had actions for the improving situation in all spheres, in economy, in social spheres, including the information society sector too. For your information, Azerbaijan in many reports indicated as one of countries which have very fast dynamics, and you can see in reports of, for example, World Economic Forum, which named it as Global Information Technologies Report, Azerbaijan ranked in the 61st position among 142 countries. And then you can see other figures. The global competitiveness index of our country is very high. This is indicated as 46 among 144 countries. And the global innovation index, this is indicated our activity, our challenges which we implement in our country. You can see some figures related to information sector, information society sectors. The revenue of our information society sector, information communication sectors, is doubled every 3 years. This is very good result, good achievements, and during these 8-10 years we have grown about 25-30%. And regarding this, we have such biggest achievements in our sector, and where all these achievements is influenced to the internet penetration, the improvement, the situation in the access to internet, and the bringing investment to our economy, especially ICT sector, and other aspects relating development of ICT in our country. You can see tendency. This is very high dynamics, and this is dynamics is reflected in the ITU report, which named Maturing Information Society. And IT export during 5 recent years is grow 4 times, and in 2011 years, in our sector, we achieved the grown 1.4 times. This is bigger, very bigger figures, which influence all sectors. For your information, in Azerbaijan, for the improvement of our situation and strengthening our ICT economy, established special IT fund for the helping startups, helping our local companies, and they cooperate with foreign investors in our country, and they improve our situation. These all aspects will be related to, reflected to all activity in our ICT sector, especially in the development internet usage in our country. You can see I mentioned it about our revenue. This is increased year by year. You can see our main indicators, main figures related to our sector. Especially, I want to mention it. In Azerbaijan, the penetration internet is very high. Now we have 65% penetration. This is good result for our region, and I think this is good result for the many countries in the world. This is very high the figure, and in these figures collected all technologies which today used in our country. The mobile technologies, fixed technology, broadband technologies, and other countries which used in our country, and this the figure show possibilities which exist for all citizens in our country, in all part of our country, in any regions. All citizens had such possibilities, and especially I want to mention they had possibilities with the same price. All our territory, we have the same price for all citizens. Anybody, regarding their own needs, can be use these possibilities. And you can see other figures relating to mobile subscribers. This figure, more than 100. The quantity of mobile phones is more than our people. I think maybe anybody use 1, maybe 2 phones, and in these phones used for the internet access too. And this is indicate any person through mobile phones, maybe through other technologies, had possibilities to connect to internet, had connection, and had access to many resources which exist in our country in the abroad. In this slide indicated investment in our sector. In this slide you can see our domestic investment. This is more than foreign investment, but in our country exist all conditions for the foreign investment to all sectors in our country. You can see in here trend for the mobile phone, fixed lines, and the other slide you can see for the internet. You can see this is growth year by year. And in here we indicated our possibilities, but these figures show only now position, current position, and we are aimed improve these figures, this situation, and we have some plans. I will speak about this, and our speakers will speak about these possibilities. And this is very important slide for all person who is use internet. In here you can see us drop with the price of internet traffics in our country. This is very amazing picture, and you can see us grow the volume of our internet connection to the global internet, and this is show possibilities which year by year organized and for our citizens. And this one more important figures in here related the broadband expenses in our national average monthly salary about 4.5%. This is fully meet ITU goals, and no more than 5%, which indicated in ITU development indicators. And now we achieved this result, and we're thinking in the future this result will be improved. I mentioned about these possibilities. For in our country, for the utilize these possibilities, had some activity, especially in the e-government formation. You can see in many areas, in many ministries had such implemented such systems, and they provided public services by electronic manner. In Azerbaijan, from 2011 years, established PKI infrastructure, public key infrastructure for the usage of e-signature, and this is condition had additional possibility for the improving our services by the government. Now I have one mistake in here. Currently, to the electronic portal, portal of e-government, which established by our ministry, now connected about 40, in here indicated only 15, 40 ministries, which provide more than 150 electronic services to our citizens. And according to the list which adopted by Cabinet of Ministers, this is scope these electronic services must be about 400, but now is going process for the improve the situation and implement all services in our country. I want to mention about perspective projects which will be influent to the improvement situation of usage internet in our country. Firstly, I want to mention a special project which named in Azerbaijan is spelling as TASIM, means the Trans-Eurasian Information Super Highway. This road will connect Frankfurt to the China through our country and the other 20 countries which place it in our region. This project will be influenced as local needs each country and improve the situation in the global internet traffic from west to the east. Azerbaijan initiated this project in 2008 years. In 2009 General Assembly of UN adopted special resolution about this project, and the now going process for the establishing consortium for realization this project, and the major operators from China, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Russia, and Turkey involved to this process, and recently will be established such consortium, and our project will be realized in the future. We have other projects. This is our satellite project. This is project will be influence the improvement situation of our infrastructure too. And for the improvement situation in future and strengthen our capability of ICT sector, we have planned such forecast of revenue from ICT. We will take activity for the achieve these results. For example, you can see each year situation with revenue and our activity in our country will be improved. This is our horizon to the 2020, which will be reflected in the concept which now prepared by our government, and we can improve situation. For example, share of production in ICT sector from about 10% which exists now to the 25%. Must be doubled to and 2.5 times more. And ICT share in our GDP must be increased 4 times, from 2.5 to the 10. This is very bigger plans, and we're thinking our activity, and you can see how much money will be invested to our ICT sectors, and we're thinking our activity in this area fully will provide situation which exists now in our country. The usage of internet in our country is fully free. Any person has possibilities for to express your opinion and establish some websites and participate as web blogger and use social networks in our country. This situation will be improved year by year, and the aim of our activity, of our government, fully oriented to the establish in Azerbaijan well-developed information society. This is some brief information about activity which done in our country. If you have some questions, please address to me. Thank you for your attention. Okay, thank you again. I want give floor to the Rahid Alekperli. He will discuss about internet infrastructure in Azerbaijan. 15 dakika. Yeah. Biraz kısa da olur, right?
Dear ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let me introduce myself. I'm CTO of company Delta Telecom, and I will take the few minutes for explaining currently Azerbaijan internet infrastructure. For saving time, let's go just about quickly introduction of our infrastructure. We are having just let's say 15 minutes talk time and just a lot of information. We are having optical network infrastructure which based on DWDM, SDH as well as Ethernet technologies, and in fact based on this support of these technologies we are getting high qualified internet services and internet backbone in Azerbaijan. Georgia, Iran, Iraq, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan as well. As well as for developing ICT in the region, we are having satellite backbone infrastructure, which based on modern technologies can carry broadband services to the region. As well as Azerbaijan ISPs, we are having mobile broadband services as well as based on GSM operators, and we are having data centers, which these are quite scaled data centers covering Azerbaijan content services as well as providing services to neighbor countries as well, and voice services, which it's not a main subject of the current discussions. And let's see how is visible from the social networks and blogs, let's say word of Azerbaijan. We are having about 27 blogs in Azerbaijan, and which it is growing, and most of them are currently moving to the social networks. And but for just Azerbaijan, which looking on the map, it's not so quite large country, it should be a good number for our users. As well as social networks are growing in Azerbaijan quite rapidly, and we are currently more than 900k audience having in Facebook as one of the lovely social networks, as well as we are having our audience in social networks and business social networks as well, such as LinkedIn and or political in Twitter as well. Let's go to next slides, and these are facts as well, which I just taken from the global internet stats websites. As you see, in Azerbaijan, we had in 2000 just about 12k users which connected to the internet, which it was actually less than 1% of the penetration. And GDP as well, it was not so high, but in 2007, which as Delta Telecom as well, we actually joined to this business from 2006. It was supported actually to make grow up internet service users as well as penetration as well. It reached reached about from the percent to 10%, and it's very nice to say that it's more than 50% should be penetration based on 2012 reports of ITU, and this dynamic as well, it's quite higher. Just yesterday I taken a number of individuals using internet, which it's taking actually part of the penetration. As you see, taking our neighbor countries, we are higher than Russia and Turkey, as well as from the total global, actually worldwide numbers. And I just taken the reports starting from 1994 and till 2011. And I hope based on 2012 reports we will have actually better than these numbers as well. And actually we are talking these numbers, these figures, and how these figures are formulating actually thanks to Azerbaijan, let's say technological infrastructure as well as internet backbone infrastructure, and thanks to regulators, how they are regulating this market, this business and this sector, with the support of government. Actually we are getting enough, let's say, possibilities to get high scaled numbers on these figures. And let's go little bit technological informations, which, for example, you are sitting at home getting internet access, and just anytime outage, it's of course makes you discomfort. And that's why we are as Delta Telecom created and currently supporting to upgrade and to make it more reliable internet backbone services, which provide services to actually all ISPs. And this IP backbone, I mean internet backbone, it is powering by more than 8 Tier 1 ISPs and internet backbone service providers. I don't want to take more time just for listing this. Excuse me. Okay, listing these Tier 1 operators, but how much we are having outage, it's, I hope, main indicators for internet services as well as the quality. Actually, in 2000, I just taken 4 years numbers. In 2009, it was about 8,769%, which it means it was about in a year not more than 2 hours. And for 2010, we actually built up full reserved and full mesh network infrastructure, and thanks to infrastructure and modern technologies, leading technologies, we reached to 87%, which is actually less than half hours within a year. And for 2011 reports, it was reached to 99.9988%, which it is actually not more than 15 minutes. And for 2012, we are trying somehow to get it not more than few minutes. And thanks to our geographical position, actually, we are having end troubles, problems, and as well as good possibilities to coordinate and communicate actually with these services. As you see, Azerbaijan, it is located near to the Caspian Sea, and we are from north part. We are having Russia, which we should pass through Russia to reach to European backbones. And as you see, mainly the wave of development of ICT as well as data center and content development, as well as the infrastructure services and actual high-scale capacities. This wave this actual wave comes from the west to Europe and forwards to the Middle East. And but Azerbaijan, this is exactly on the position which connecting to European backbones through 4 separated and geographically actually separated capacities to Europe. We are not looking that it was very expensive and so quite difficult to get this 4 times protection for our IP backbone, which it is quite important for having always online services. We are reaching to Europe through Georgia, Turkey, as well as over Georgia, Black Sea, Bulgaria, and as well as through Turkey as well. Let's go to next slides. Actually, the backbone, which it is important to bring high capacities to the region, and we are actually always keeping the line to forward as well as deploy leading technologies. For example, this is fact that in Azerbaijan, about a year ago, we deployed 100 gigabit per second wavelengths, actually lambda technologies, which it is gives good opportunity to bring about, let's talk not the gigabits per second. It means that through Delta Telecom backbone, we can forward about 500 DVDs per second from Russia to Iran. And thanks to these technologies, we are supporting EPEG project, actually EPEG project as well. I will talk just quickly about this on next slides. This is our position on the map, which it is gives actually a good opportunity to provide high qualified services to internet service providers and end users. As you see, Azerbaijan currently is divided to 2 parts, actually 3 parts, which it is one of the part, it's whole Azerbaijan part, the main part, which already covered on the map, as you see, with the blue lines. And Nagorno-Karabakh, which, as you see, visible city centers, regional centers, but we are not currently covered yet, but we hope that with support of our government and global political partners, we will get it back and we will cover it as well. And we are having Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic, which it is already covered with Delta Telecom IP backbone, and we are with our internal actually resources covering to our actually let's say Azerbaijan part of Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic with international capacities. We are leasing international capacities through Iran as well as through Georgia and Turkey to reach to Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic over two directions. It's not so easy. As well as just a few months ago, my actual colleagues completed next project, which we are currently covering to Nakhchivan through European backbones as well. And we coming back to the technologies or infrastructure issues, we deployed first GMPLS technologies as well, which thanks to GMPLS technologies, any kind of internet or just voice or transit services can select one of 9 paths to forward the right working route. As well as on the pricing, I just taken a few numbers to understand how was about 10 years ago and how it is currently visible. In 2003, the price per megabit actually internet, it was about 7,000, which actually Delta Telecom proposed to alternate services, and currently this number is decreasing, and it is reached 25 minutes AZNs, which it's about 25 euros per month per meg of megabit per second of internet capacity. Okay, 1 minute. Yeah, actually, for developing of ICT in the region, we are having satellite backbone infrastructure, and we are having about 76% of IP optical backbone are free for future projects. And this is just showing how is internet infrastructure is sharing between global providers. And we are having data center as well, which currently YouTube as well as the Google contents and some other content owners capacities are directly forwarding through Delta Telecom data center, which it gives a good opportunity to get to the internet near as well as high qualified capacities. This is EPEG project, which I just want to take few seconds to talk about it as well. We are member of the consortium of EPEG, which it is a Euro-Persian Express Gateway project. It is linking to the Middle East from Frankfurt, and this is the main project, which it is only real project already signed as well as realizing this project. And with this project are protecting the main submarine cable infrastructures, which it is only solution for today to connect Middle East to Europe. And this is just saying how, where is our sector, our part, and actually this is also talking about the security and safety issues. Thanks for your attention, and thanks to Mr. Chairman for giving a few seconds. If you will have any questions, please, I'm here to try to clarify any questions. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, very good presentation, which had some many figures, some many slides where indicated our situation, which improved year by year regarding the activity such companies as Delta Telecom in our country. Okay, I want to give floor to the Rahman Hajiev. Please, Rahman.
Я пытаюсь. Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rahman. I'm a head of First News Information Agency. It's an online agency operating in Azerbaijan. After such an impressive presentation, it's difficult to speak, but I will try to make my presentation at least as interesting as the previous ones. So I will start with my presentations about the social networks in Azerbaijan, or about the Azerbaijan and social networks, which is almost the same. This is the statistics you can see on the display. This is statistics of the most popular websites around the globe. As you may see, the most popular websites are Google. The list is there as websites which allow you to search and share the news. Or to learn something. I don't know what Windows does there, but still it's on the 7th position. The most popular website now is, amongst the all social networks is Facebook. You know that it has around 1 billion users, and the capitalization of the Facebook now is around $46 billion. This company is only less than 10 years and was started by a couple of students. Now most of them are millionaires, billionaires even. The revenue last year was around 4 billion, which is amazing figures. And Facebook and all other social networks turn to be more mobile. The half of the all users use the mobile phones, and this is a global trend. The second most popular social network in the world is Twitter, which has 500 million users and earns around $140 million yearly. And this year forecast is around $250 million. And every day, all the users of the Twitter tweet around 340 tweets. This is amazing figures. Here in Azerbaijan, I think most of you know that we have around 65% penetration of the internet. My colleagues mentioned that in the previous presentations. And we have around 20 computers per every 100 persons. And this is our Azerbaijani traditions, to have around 110 mobile phones per every 100 persons, which is for me is very strange, but again, this means that we are very mobile. And we have 2 million 3G users which can enjoy the fast internet on their mobile phones. And as you know, Azercell started to test the 4G. Now it's also available at some locations in the capital. The most popular websites, according to Alexa, I don't like it much, but again, for global projects, it's okay. Alexa says that the most popular websites in Azerbaijan are, again, Facebook, YouTube, Google, Mail.ru, and Odnoklassniki. Unfortunately, Twitter is not here, but it turns more popular year by year. And this means that our users are at the same trend as the global users. They prefer to search and share the information, which means that internet becomes more user-generated content. Facebook in Azerbaijan has around 900 million users, which is around 10% of our population. Odnoklassniki has 500 million, and strangely, this is completely different audience, different from the Facebook. And Twitter is the loser in this top 3. It has only 40,000 users, but very active, I would say. And altogether, they are equal to 15% of population, which is, in my opinion, is a huge amount of people, because most of them are young. If we talk about the Facebook, we have to say that Azerbaijan the Facebook in Azerbaijan is the biggest amongst all the South Caucasus countries. You can see the numbers and the positions in this table, and you can see that the change in Azerbaijan is around 50,000 every 3 months. This is extremely high popularity, I think, and the penetration now is 10%. It means that every 10th person in Azerbaijan is a Facebook user. So every 10th here has a Facebook. I think here everyone has a Facebook account, but in the regions it's a bit different. And my analysis shows that Azerbaijani users are more active than in Georgia and in Armenia. For me it's not strange, but my Georgian colleagues were very surprised to hear that when I was in Tbilisi and presented these figures to them. The social baker says that Azerbaijani people, Azerbaijani users prefer to discuss, not to like or something, just to discuss in the Facebook. And the most popular, this is very patriotic table, I think. The most popular fan pages in Facebook in Azerbaijan are dedicated to Azerbaijan, strangely, but they discuss everything there, not only Azerbaijan. For me it was a great surprise. But in Armenia and Georgia you can see that the most popular fan pages are brands and celebrities which have a huge marketing amount to promote their pages. In Georgia, the first and the last are the one family. Bera is the son of Bidzina Ivanishvili, and the fifth is Ivanishvili himself, who have a fan page monitored and maintained by the marketing company from United States. And in Armenia, you can see the 5 brands, not a single interest group or something dedicated to general discussions, just to brands which promote with their marketing budgets. It means that Azerbaijani users do more comments, do more likes, do more shares, and more feedback. For example, I compared using the Analytics Pro of Social Bakers two most popular fan pages in Azerbaijan and Georgia. And you can see the sum, I hope you see that. The total interaction in Azerbaijan is 7 times more. Total interactions means total likes, total comments, and total shares. And every figure in our fan page is bigger. But I have to mention that Bera's fan page has 600,000 fans, and Azerbaijan fan page only 200,000. I mean, the Bera's fan page is 2 times bigger, but 7 times less active than the Azerbaijani one. It means that our users are more active. And I compared 2 most popular fan pages of the news projects. In Azerbaijan, the biggest one is First News. It has around 46,000 fan page subscribers. And News AM has in Armenia around 60. And again, you can see the difference. 10 times more active, our users, than Armenian ones. So Azerbaijani users are very active. To answer this question, we have to look at the demographics. I will show it a bit later. Here is just a bit of overall figures. You can see that I compared just figures for top 5 fan pages, and you can see the difference. The users number in Georgia and Azerbaijan is approximately the same, but the people talking rank, it's the activity rank, is 3 times bigger in Azerbaijan. I think that Zuckerberg has to thank everybody sitting here for such activity. In Azerbaijan, we have a traditional, again, demographic. We have more men than women in Facebook. In Georgia, it's vice versa. You can see this. In Azerbaijan, the 63% of users are men, and in Georgia, 55% are women. Globally, we are closer to global figures because in the whole rest of the world, men are 57%. I don't know why in Georgia women are more active, but it was a big surprise for my Georgian friends when I showed this figure to them. And you can see the demographics in the year split, age split. Again, in Azerbaijan, look at the 18-24. This is the biggest share in our users. They are young, they are men, they are active, but in Georgia, they are a bit older. I compared Georgian and our market because they are approximately the same in the figures of the number of the users. Twitter Twitter in Azerbaijan has around 40,000 tweeple, they call themselves tweeple, who are tweeting every day. Around 15,000 tweets. This is data by S2. This is a team who monitors the Azerbaijani sector of the Twitter. And around 12% of these users are posting daily, on daily basis. Of course, Twitter here is less active than Facebook, but I think it's a global trend. Facebook is more active, and Twitter in Azerbaijan is something like Facebook in Russia. It's used by the geeks or by the people who are more savvy in the internet and the computer issues than Facebook. Facebook is more general and common thing. But again, these 40,000 people are very influential, extremely influential, because they are too active, I would say, and they are actively using the hashtags. You know what's these global topics which can be monitored by everyone, not only by subscribers. So talking about the users in Azerbaijan, I would again stress that our users are young, they are very active, they are looking for the information and they actively share this information. They love the news because our news fan pages are very popular. I can send the interesting information about that from the professional analysts, which show that Georgian news and Armenian news services are very passive in the Facebook comparing to Azerbaijani ones, because in Azerbaijan such news services like First News, like Deyaz, they are very actively using the Facebook opportunities. And the engagement of our users in the discussion fan pages shows that they are not interested in only following the information, but also actively generate the content. And I would... Elmir ma'am, vaktin var? Сколько minut еще у меня? Okay, and as a person who represents the news service, I would like to mention that all the news companies, all the news agencies now face a huge challenge in front of the social networks, because now we do not compete amongst ourselves, we compete with the content generated in the Facebook and Twitter. And this is something that we haven't yet understood what to do, but we try to, using this kind of analytics. I think that Azerbaijan has to face the new reality. The Facebook, the other social networks are the new reality that we have to live in, and we have to understand how to live in this new environment, because it's already here. That's all.
Thank you. Very other good presentation where show our presence in social networks. This is illustrated to you some figures, some real statistics regarding our activity in social networks. Okay, I won't give floor to the other our panelist, Azar Hasrat, please.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm very happy to be here today and to give some information about the freedom of expression situation on a virtual world. Okay. Okay, thank you. So, my name is Azar Hasret. I'm a chairman of the Central Asian and Southern Caucasian Freedom of Expression Network. This is the NGO based in Baku, Azerbaijan, dealing with freedom of expression issues in the region of Central Asia and Southern Caucasus mostly, but we cover also some neighboring countries like Turkey, Iran, and South Caucasus region of the Russian Federation. So my speech is about freedom of expression in a virtual world. I will try to speak more about this situation in Azerbaijan, of course, and will touch issues which can be of interest to this audience. But before starting my speech, I would like to give a brief, very brief information. Just last Saturday, we have read information on some news services talking about the blockade of opposition newspapers in Nakhchivan Autonomous Region. I just read this news, and then a bit later, one reader was commenting on under this news, saying that stop lying because I'm sitting in Nakhchivan and reading this right now. So sometimes people in Azerbaijan, in outside of Azerbaijan, spread false information about the situation with freedom of expression on in virtual world in regard to Azerbaijan. So I just talked about myself. I'm a journalist, I'm a human rights activist, civil society activist, and of course an individual who is experienced in a virtual world issues. I would like to briefly give information about the legislation which regulates freedom of expression issues online. Fortunately, Azerbaijan don't have direct legislation concerning regulation of freedom of expression online. I mean, no any legislative act was passed through parliament, or there is no regulation which can block or just somehow regulate activities online. This means, for me, the internet usage in Azerbaijan of freedom of expression, online freedom of expression is totally free, and there is no restriction just to keep you away from expressing yourself online. Freedom and speaking about virtual world in Azerbaijan, first of all, I would like to stop a bit on the online news services. Of course, the newspapers were a bit late to come to online world, but people in Azerbaijan started to use internet, and I was among them. I just started to build my personal website in 1999. That was one of the first personal websites in Azerbaijan. Of course, it was not very professional like today, but it was the first one built on free servers, and later I have gained azerhasret.com, my personal domain name, and started continued to express myself, my ideas through my personal website. Later we have launched several internet sites, and of course most of them are just covering political issues, human rights issues, freedom of expression issues, and now today we have hundreds of newspapers which are presented online, and they feel or they face no restriction just to spread information throughout the world. And of course my colleagues have stopped on some issues, and I will try not to repeat those figures or those issues, but of course I also agree with my colleague Rahman Hajiev in regard to social networks. Of course, social networks in Azerbaijan are very popular and very accessible, and with no restriction. Blockade. This is an issue which concerns the world. Some countries on the world just use some techniques to blockade internet sites which spread opposition news, opposition views, or which usually criticize the government. Fortunately, Azerbaijan does not practice this in this country, but of course our neighboring countries, surrounding countries use it. Mostly Iran is blockading many opposition or freedom of expression news sites. How is it indicated, or how it works? I will give one example. Just in regard to Central Asian countries, Uzbekistan. If there is somebody from Uzbekistan can see this sample. This is news site from Uzbekistan. This is the uznews.net. This news site covers human rights, freedom of expression issues. Of course, the mostly opposition journalists or opposition voices try to express themselves through this website. But you can see a stamp on the left side up saying this site is blocked in Uzbekistan. This means you can't access this site in Uzbekistan. Some years ago, I was traveling to Tashkent, and usually I travel a lot to Central Asian countries. I just went to one internet cafe and just tried to access some opposition websites in the internet cafe. Mostly they were opposition parties' websites, which leaders are based somewhere in Europe and they cannot come back to Uzbekistan. So I just tried to access the website and couldn't open it. I asked the administrator of internet cafe. He said, "This is forbidden. You can't access it." I said, I asked why. He said, "This is just rule. You can't access this website." So this is not a rule for Azerbaijan. This is not a case for Azerbaijan. You know, you can just stay everywhere, access any website. There were some rumors last days that some organizations are spreading a word saying that some 18 million websites are blocked in Azerbaijan. 18 millions. This is huge figure, you know. I don't think that in the total world, 18 million websites are blocked in general. So what's the situation with this 18 million figure? I just this morning talked to Osman Gündüz, president of the Azerbaijan Internet Forum, NGO. He said they are mixing issues. Those people who spread a word about the 18 millions of blocked websites. He said that Azerbaijan Internet Forum, where I'm a board member also, just some months ago made some propositions to the government, Minister of Education, just about filtration of some pornographic sites for schools. So this is not filtered in the provider level. This is filtered in the school level. While these kind of internet sites, websites are coming to school, the school filter does not give access to these sites. Of course, we should just prevent our children from accessing such kind of websites. So this is not the government's policy to stop or to just blockade website access in this country. This is just to prevent our children from the bad web resources like pornography and everything. So I just would like to show you my website of my organization. This is the organizational website, but we cover usually freedom of expression issues, of course, as a mandate of our organization. Usually this website was launched some 10 years ago, and it acts up to date, and we usually just deliver information in regard to freedom of expression violations in Azerbaijan, outside of Azerbaijan, and everywhere in the neighboring countries. And never this site was attacked or was blocked in Azerbaijan or outside of Azerbaijan. I mean in Central Asia or just in South Caucasus countries. But once it was attacked by the hackers in Iran, and unfortunately we have lost a lot of content in this website, but now it came back and we are online again. This is in English only, just of course we will launch Azerbaijani version also soon. And of course I will not just stop on netiquette because one of my colleagues here will give a speech on online ethics. So, but this is the problem for Azerbaijan and of course for the internet users outside of Azerbaijan, because some people usually while sitting behind computer thinks that nobody just sees them, so they can write everything, post everything, anything, and just insult people sometimes. Of course, this is just in regard to individuals. So this is again my thanks to all of you for your patience, and of course I will be ready to answer all questions which will come to me. So thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you. Very fruitful slides and presentation made by our colleagues is show the real situation, real picture in the freedom expression in Azerbaijan. In Azerbaijan exists situation when all websites, all persons, it has use possibility any websites. Outage is locally websites, it's a foreign website, and therefore the freedom expression situation in our country is fully relevant. All internationally adopted some standards. Now I want to give floor to the Aynur Gasimova. Please, Aynur, it's floor for you.
My name is Aynur Gasimova. I'm representing Trend News Agency, and I would like to speak about the state and prospects of online media development in Azerbaijan. After gaining independence, democratic reforms have created opportunities for the development of freedom of speech and independent media outlets in Azerbaijan. According to statistics, there are about 400 newspapers, news agencies, dozens of magazines, as well as TV and radio channels in Azerbaijan. Today, by analogy with the world's influential media organizations, Azerbaijani media outlets also increasingly transfer news content on the internet. This process is absolutely typical for Azerbaijan, economically strong country. It's not about the quality of information in traditional and electronic media outlets, but about the fact that modern people, they don't have a time to get the information from the traditional media. Today, Azerbaijan uses the developed country experience in the electronic media, and it's an important step in understanding how Azerbaijani journalism will be in the future. Today, online portals in Azerbaijan have become a major source of getting information. Total daily circulation of newspapers is about 500,000, 600,000 copies in Azerbaijan, where is about 1 million people visiting websites. The states cannot ignore such a fact, such an important tendency that there is a need to pay more attention to the development of online media. At present, 23 of 50 most visited websites in Azerbaijan account is for Azerbaijani websites, while 16 of them is news websites. Over 15,000 websites are registered in domain AZ. These figures indicate active development of online media in Azerbaijan in the context of contemporary challenges. Internet media has been formed and developed very rapidly in recent years. Such projects in Azerbaijan have proved themselves not only in terms of demand, but also from the point of view of economical efficiency. As a person with a 6-year experience in online media organization in Trend, I can speak about the work in online agencies on my example. For 17 years of its activity, our agency has proved to be a leading news provider of the South Caucasus, the Caspian Sea, and Central Asia. Trend covers the entire energy sector of Caspian Sea, of Central Asia, and Iran, having own correspondents in that countries. The agency has established the Trend Expert Council, which brings together about 40 well-known independent experts from regional countries from the West. They are experts from United States, from Russia, from Georgia, from Iran, from Europe countries. and their views are posted on our website without any censorship. And cooperation with the agency has been continuing for several years. The fact that there is an impressive list of the world's most respected agencies among the companies we're cooperating and our partners, for example, it's RIA Novosti, it's Deutsche Welle, it's Deutsche Presse-Agentur, it's Dow Jones, Reuters, Xinhua, Jihan, and Iran State News Agency, IRNA, and etc. We doesn't meet with difficulties in obtaining information both in state institutions and in all diplomatic missions accredited to Azerbaijan. There is no special law regulating the internet in Azerbaijan. Media censorship was abolished here in 1998, and today both traditional and online media are not subject to censorship. Moreover, laws on mass media and access to information in Azerbaijan, according to experts, are one of the most liberal in Europe. In due time, these documents were prepared in cooperation with international organizations and fully reflect the current tendency. Freedom of speech and pluralism of opinions are fundamental principles that must be protected also in the internet space. These issues are regulated by the laws on media outlets, on countering terrorism, cybercrime, etc. It's important to understand the necessity for internet governance in violence or pornography sense and fast and unverified information is the social order of society. In perspective, Azerbaijan should continue its cooperation with the European Union, Council of Europe, with OEC in the issues of contribution of international institutions to the development of information and communication technologies and online media. Responsibility, professionalism, and personal training are also important in online media development. It's unacceptable that internet non-regulation by a law created the conditions for neglecting journalists' ethical code. I would like to note that such a code has been adopted in Azerbaijan during the first Congress of Journalists. This code was later improved by the Press Council jointly with the OSCE Baku office. It's regrettable that filing multiple lawsuits against some media outlets has become a matter of prestige for them. And some journalists deliberately neglect the code of ethics and thus are brought to justice using it to promote their interest. It's inadmissible when the interests of individuals are used to detriment of society as a whole. Speaking of lawsuits, I would like to mention the fact that the Azerbaijani legislation has envisaged criminal penalty for defamation, but a moratorium has been imposed to these articles of the criminal code since 2009, and no journalist has been brought to justice. Courts almost refuse criminal actions against the media and journalists, and all these issues are considered within the administrative code. In December 2011, President of Azerbaijan approved a national program to improve efficiency of measures for the protection of human rights and freedoms in Azerbaijan. Within this program, it's expected to adopt the law on defamation, and after that, all disputable issues will be resolved within this law. For Azerbaijani journalism, professionalism is also important from the point of view of protracted conflict with neighboring Armenia. While 20% of our territories are under occupation, professionalism of a journalist is not just a question of morality. We cannot ignore the fact that progress in the development of information technologies has led to emergence of new forms and styles of information delivery. And it means that staff of new media is not always ready to comply with the time-tested professional standards. Today, attracting audience and efficiency of new media often takes precedence over professional information delivery. In addition, information that appears in news media is less accurate because it may not be checked as carefully as the reporter materials are checked by the editorial in the editorial office. First, in 2005, after the law of access to information was adopted, press services and websites were established in state institutions. Of course, one cannot say that all public data provided by the legislation is posted on the internet resources, but it's gratifying that information content of some government agencies' websites is 75–80%. The National Action Plan to promote government transparency was adopted in September this year, which raises the issue of ensuring information transparency and bringing online resources of government agencies into line with the legislation. I think that all unresolved issues related to access to information will be addressed in the near future. However, it should be noted that openness of state agencies to media is primarily a question of professionalism in any country or in the world, including Azerbaijan. Trained and responsible journalists whose information are trusted both in the country and abroad receive full support in the issue of access to timely and reliable information. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Aynur. And you can see our speaker presented to you own experience, own practice, and in this case, she show the real situation regarding activity. Our journalist she's indicated the situation when all journalists had possibility for the freely activity in our country. This is only dependent of the professionalism of this journalist. Such this activity will be done, and therefore usage new modern technologies in activity of some agencies and journalistic activity. This is dependent on the professionalism of journalists in the world, not only in our country, in the world too. Thank you, Aynur, again. And now I want to give floor to the Aida Hanım. Please, Aida Hanım. Aida Sultanova, director from Azar Press Information Agency.
Thank you. Okay. For many people, the internet is an important part of life, a means to work and play without which they will not be able to feel comfortable. Internet has become one of the most powerful tools and instrumental for the implementation of human rights. Free access to the internet is one of the basic human rights, and access restriction is a violence of this fundamental right. And these are well-known principles. Today, everyone in Azerbaijan has the opportunity to free access to the internet, including through numerous internet cafes and phones. The internet provides extensive opportunity for communication. Internet became popular in the country, and the number of users of social networks in the country increases. For example, the number of the users of Facebook, which is more popular in the country than Twitter and other social network, has exceeded 800,000 and is close to 1 million. Internet is becoming a familiar habitat for young users. According to the law on the media in Azerbaijan, the internet is included as media. Internet is undoubtedly the most pluralistic of all ever created media, but its diversity, openness, and abundance of materials indicates the urgent need for a fresh look at the long-standing conflict between freedom of expression and restrictions on racist speech, child pornography, cyber attacks, copyright infringement, incitement to terror, infringement of ethical standards, and abuse. Anonymity and fast expenses for a variety of activities allow people to be free and to implement their most secret desires. However, remember that anonymity does not give the right to forget about ethics and morality. One of the ethical issues of the modern internet is hacking. Technically, it's difficult to punish hackers, except for cases of non-financial hacking. Early this year, Azerbaijan was targeted by attacks by hackers operating from abroad. On January the 16th, as a result of cyber attacks, for a few hours, 25 online resources of the country were paralyzed, including major news portals of the country and the sites of state organizations. Protection of human rights begins with protection of children. As part of Azerbaijan state program WebSense, decided for 2008 to 2012 in Azerbaijan education network for school children, limited access to the sites by topic areas, information that could have a negative impact on the child psyche, such as pornography, extremism, online resources, promotion, alcohol, drugs, and containing violent images. Very seriously issuing the problem of copyright on the internet, despite the fact that the virtual space is a free territory, its content is not common. On the one hand, the information on the web is free, but at the same time, each beautiful picture, interesting blog, and interesting articles has its own owner. Virtually, all materials published on the internet are intellectual property. Britain and France of laws limiting internet access for copyright violators has been perceived ambiguously. United Nations calls on the governments of these countries to withdraw these laws. A number of countries are considering laws related to internet services providers and content. For instance, France and the United States register all the pornography sites, and then they begin their work. In 2005, Azerbaijan adopted the law on telecommunication, which defines the legal, economical, and organizational basis for purposeful planning of telecommunication resources. There is no other registration in Azerbaijan area apart from this law. Everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. This right includes freedom to hold opinions without interference and to search, receive, and impart information and ideas through any media. However, we must admit that in our country, at times, we have seen in the traditional media the violation of ethics, publication of materials, not evidence-based, which are regarded as defamation, personal insult, or damage to business reputation. As a result, we have legal cases. The journalist should know that the consequence can be after the publication of unverified information and to understand how much damage can be done by such false information to people. With other appearance of the internet, methods to get and disseminate information have changed dramatically, as opposite to any of the previously communication of information. The internet allows anyone who has a computer and access to network to instantly disseminate an information. And there are lots of facts when we see uncomfortable information on the internet, information that can harm the reputation of any person, his sense of honor and dignity. Many believe that a virtual mask can help them write anything insulting and not worry that someone knows his name or otherwise cause him to answer for his words. Because these people believe that the internet is anonymous. The people dare to go to court and defend themselves, their reputation and their dignity. Unfortunately, slander and insult in the internet are becoming more and more common. All this makes it possible to place the information of any kind, but what can serve is a barrier to the spread of lies, slander, and other information, dealing a blow to the moral and ethical standards. So, is the internet zone behind the law? Does the internet neglect the protection of intellectual property? Is there a need for clear rules of behaviors of on the internet to protect human rights and ethics? These and other issues that to do require a formalistic approach are concerning a lot of society. And we see that every society is addressing these issues to some extent based on their values, traditions, or mentality. There are different opinions, different views, but there are common values which are stressed that are the same for all people in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Aida Hanım. Aida Hanım give to you some information related about many aspects of related to the internet, and is mentioned about foreign practices, for example, France, where website must be registered. This is indicate many kind of practices which exist in the world. In many times, according some legislation in any countries, try adopt some rules, some regulations for internet activity in the country. As was mentioned, in Azerbaijan, we have our general legislation act. This is telecommunication law, and maybe some other legislation which not directly but indirectly is related to the internet activity. And this is indicate the activity of ISPs and other in our country is free, and there must be regulated only general legislation in our country. Okay, you heard our last speakers. Now I open the discussions. Now we heard some information about state policy regarding ICT development, internet development in our country. We heard some information about development of infrastructure in our country, and many other topics relating the usage social networks. This is regarding some moment related to the freedom expression in the country, child protection in the net ethics, freedom of expression, and the online media development, regulation of internet, and the other moment regarding regulation. This is licensing or unlicensing activity in this area, and the transparency of the activity of government agencies. Now I won't give floor to you. Please, if you have some maybe comment, maybe you have some questions to our speakers, please. This is opportunity for you. Okay. Maybe anybody had some questions? If not, I want maybe address it questions and ask it some opinion our speakers. I explained some topics which discussed today. Maybe our speakers had some comments regarding some speech, some moment reflecting to the maybe some aspects in which mentioned it in these speeches. Yes?
Silence as well.
Okay. And all speakers had possibility for the discussion, and we get opportunity for you. And I think we discussed many issues related the situation in Azerbaijan regarding usage internet, regarding legislation in this field, our activity for the develop, for the improve this situation, and the improve access to internet and the other aspects relating to the activity on internet. And for your information, I would mention it, and by government side made more activity for the improving current situation. And for example, our last activity regarding the improving this situation is included the expand our infrastructure based on fiber optics to the all our villages and bring fiber optic to the home. Together with oil fund of Azerbaijan, our ministry, Ministry of Communication and Information Technology, prepared some project which will be started from next year. In this project, we are planning cover all our villages with fiber optic and bring fiber optic to the home and expand possibility for the broadband services in our regions. Now, in our regions, in our province, we have all possibilities to the access internet through fixed lines, through mobile lines, and the wireless connection to internet. But we can improve this situation, and the aim of our government is fully had possibility for our citizens use new modern possibilities which exist in internet for the development self and find some information regarding your interest and to be the part of global society in the world. This situation exists. The internet in our country is fully opened for the usage. Freedom expression exists in our internet environment. Providers is activity of our providers, unlicensed activity, and therefore in this sector we have competition, good situation when our more than 40 ISPs had compete among them and had possibilities, had activity in our regions, in our capital, in all territory of our country. And this is situation is better for users when all users had opportunity for the choosing some technologies which exist in our country. In my presentation, I mentioned about technologies which used in our country. This is included fixed lines and the mobile technologies and wireless technologies, and where use satellite technologies too for the connection to internet. And I think we're together with cooperation with private sector, with NGO, all society in our country, we will improve this situation day by day, and we had give opportunity, additional possibility for our citizens who use social networks, use internet for their own purposes. And where in this place I see one question, yeah. One moment, maybe we have microphone in here. Yeah, please, we have microphone, please.
In the world, many countries fast applied cloud computing in government sector. What about in this area? You can tell us.
You're interested only usage this technology in government sector, maybe in other and private sector too?
Yes, all.
You addressed your question to me, yeah? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you. This new technology, which mentioned it by new cloud technology, this is one of modern technology which can be used in maybe governmental sector, in the, for the governmental needs, and in this case can be used anywhere. For example, and today we are discussing situation in our schools, in other. It can be used anywhere by private companies, by civil society. And now we are planning, in our plan, is this some activity regarding establish e-government data center where can be applied this technology for the electronic services to our citizens, especially we want implement such technology for the needs of our municipality. As you know, in Azerbaijan exists more than 2,000 municipality, but the activity on the internet and maybe by usage of ICT in this our municipalities is very, very poor, and therefore we want to implement such technology for needs of our municipality and the needs of all government bodies in our country. This is included in our plans, and we had some activity on this regard. And now representative from private company had some comment, please.
Okay. First of all, thanks for your question. And actually, about the CDN technologies, cloud computing technologies, these are already deployed in Azerbaijan. As Delta Telecom, we are having 2 data centers, which on one of them we already deployed for internal use, as well as we are now preparing it for external use as well. And from other end, for some academic projects, we had 2 projects, which one of them, this is International Diplomatic Academy, which it was deployed cloud computing technologies as well as in the Information Technologies Institute of National Academy of Sciences, already deployed, and currently on these days ending the upgrade of this cloud computing deployment. And of course this is very useful for such projects. Therefore it is actually modern technology which you are actually having the enabling actually for the sharing resources, and it is from one end it's very important for actually to share resources. Therefore we are having, for example, data center resources which in academy, for example, is not in use, but is in some academic networks. They are having resources which they are sharing between each other, and of course it's not fully ready on the global scale, but this is on local scale already deployed, and it's following this next technologies, which should be actually, I hope, in a year deployed for the global use as well. And it's already communicating with Amazon as well.
Thank you. Maybe other questions, please. Microphone, please.
Thank you both for nice explanations.
Yeah, please turn on. Please help to him.
It works. Okay, sorry. My first question is for Mr. Rahit Alakbarli, and second one is for Mr. Chairman. And the question is for Nakhchivan, as far as I understood, we have 2 connections with fiber optic over Iran and over Turkey. Is it the only case for Nakhchivan, or do we have satellite connection for Nakhchivan as well? This is my question for you. And for Mr. Chairman, we have we'll launch a satellite of our own, a telecommunication satellite, and what contribution will it have in terms of internet connection and services? If you please explain this, thank you.
Okay. Thanks for your question. Actually, for Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic, we are leasing services, not the dark fiber, through Iran as well as through Georgia and Turkey, and as well as I mentioned just a few days ago, we launched from Europe as well. And these triple actually protected or separated lines to Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic from Baku, from Azerbaijan networks, first through Iran, second through Georgia, Turkey, Nakhchivan, and another one through Frankfurt, through Turkey to Nakhchivan are enabled as well. And of course, these resources should be fully enough for having only fiber optic communication for Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic to have enough capacity and actually less delays services. But we are having the satellite infrastructure as well as in the Ministry of Communications and Information Technologies having satellite infrastructure as well. It is just first from the end access for Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And I want to add to this question some words. Okay, please.
Thank you. Just I wanted to add something to my speech in regard to situation with freedom of expression in general in Azerbaijan. Recently, some international organizations like Freedom House, Reporters Without Borders, indicated that Azerbaijan is, in terms of freedom of speech or freedom of expression, online freedom of expression, is not free country, and they based this on the reports of some organizations which usually blames the government structures for not providing full access to citizens or people in the regions of the country to internet. So this, in my opinion, this is not true or just because of course the government is making putting all efforts to provide free internet access or just internet access in the regions of Azerbaijan also, but this is not due to imposed restrictions. Some people can't get internet access in regions. Today we have just mobile internet access everywhere in Azerbaijan. All three mobile operators provide internet access to mobile users, and of course we can use this internet access also. And the reports which blame Azerbaijan for not being free in this term are not based or justified. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your additional remarks and the very right remarks regarding situation in Azerbaijan. And in Azerbaijan don't exist some restriction regarding the blocking some maybe sites and others. All peoples, I want to repeat again, all peoples had possibility use any technologies for the access to internet, to the access any website, any resources. This is real situation in our country, but many cases when some organization is claimed our country regarding this, I was thinking this is mystified and the wrong position regarding situation in Azerbaijan. And today, all our guests from more than 100 countries had possibilities to be familiar with our situation, had more information about situation in our country. Regarding the first questions, I want to add in Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic, the full telecommunication infrastructure based on the fiber optic. This is fiber optic infrastructure is now established, and I mentioned it about our aim bring the fiber optic to the home. The same process will be done in Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic for the providing these services to the all villages, to the all homes in our country. And regarding second question, which addressed to me, and I want to mention it, the satellite project is very important project for us, and one consider this project as possibility improve our infrastructure opportunities, our infrastructure possibilities, and we consider it this opportunity for the serving for our regions. We intended not use this satellite only for our own internal needs, and we want to be in the global regional market where we can have some regarding our geographical position, we have some advantage, and when we will use satellite technologies, this is give for us additional advantages for regarding this service, providing such services in our region. Regarding the internet, we consider it our satellite technologies firstly for needs our citizens who live in mountain areas, and this technology will be used as alternative possibility for the strengthening our connection to the global world. But additionally, this technology can be used for the new services which can be done through this satellite. And I want to mention it about other project which going in Azerbaijan. As you know, now in Azerbaijan established new infrastructure for the digital TV broadcasting. This technology is give new additional possibility for the providing internet to the home through this technology, and digital possibilities can be used providing interactive some programs on TV, and providing internet to the home through this technology too. And in Azerbaijan, the cable television is very widely used, and the cable television possibilities use providing internet services too. And you can see all technologies which exist in our country can be used for the needs of internet services. Maybe, please, other. Okay. maybe some translation needs, and now we have webcasting. Therefore, after your questions, we will translate your question to the. Hanım, webcasting var, dünya bakır bize. Ona göre İngilizce lazım. Buyurun, sualı verin, ancak ben kaydeledim ki tercüme edeceğim onu. Buyurun. Yukarı tercüme edebilirsiniz siz. Mikrofonu verin. You can translate. Okay. Please take microphone. Yeah. We have only one microphone. No. After you will translate. Yeah, please. Buyurun.
Məncə bu gün internetdən istifadə edən şəxslər kimi və hər gün bu informasiyalarla tanış oluruq. Daha çox biz bu gün internetdə şəxsi həyatın toxunulmazlığı, yəni şəxsi həyata qarışıqlıq, toxunulmazlıq hüququnun pozulmasına, bir də müəllif hüquqlarının pozulmasına çox rast gəlirik. Bunun nizamlanması ilə bağlı, hüquqi bir tərəfi ilə bağlı Ayda xanım, bəlkə məsələ deyərdiniz ki, hər hansı bir tədbirlər, hər hansı bir işlər aparılırmı ki, kütləvi şəkildə məsələn müəllif hüquqlarının pozulması, şəxsi həyata toxunulmazlıq hüququnun pozulmasının qarşısının alınması üçün hansı tədbirlər həyata keçirilməlidir və yaxud da hansı bir qanunvericiliyin qəbul edilməsi üçün, hansı qanunvericiliyə əlavələrin edilməsi kimi məsələlər nəzərdə tutulub? Bunu bilmək istəyərdim. Çox sağ olun.
Thank you for your questions. These questions addressed to Aida Khan, please. Translate, yeah.
Every day in the internet we're faced with the violations of our private information, privacy violations, and are there any resolutions related to these copyrights or violations? Are there any measures to be taken? Mention copyrights.
We have not special law in this area, of course, and I think it's a very difficult question because there are a lot different opinion of these topics, and we have not now special law. Maybe my colleague can say more about this question. Thank you.
Just to answer this question, I will add some moments. As I was one of the founders of Press Council in Azerbaijan, we have dealt with this issue, and today also we deal with this issue. So in terms of privacy or just authors' rights, of course we have some laws regulating this, and we have the code of ethics for journalists mostly, but this doesn't apply to bloggers or just to everybody here, because some people, many people in this country and outside of Azerbaijan use social networks, and they blog, they post blogs, tweets, and of course we can't regulate this issue for them. But in terms of, in regard to mass media, like Aida Khanım's agency, of course they fell under this regulation, and of course they must obey all these regulations, including the law on authors' rights, law on mass media in Azerbaijan, of course the code of ethics for journalists of Azerbaijan. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I want to add some words to these comments, and these two topics, this is will be under discussions during the IGF in Baku. These topics regarding privacy, regarding the copyright on the digital media, is very concerned all countries, all the global society in this regard. And we have very improved legislation regarding all copyright, and under this legislation considered many aspects relating to the copyright on the net, but protection of copyright in the digital media has some specific moments, and therefore many countries in the world, such developed countries as US and others, try maybe adopt some specific law regarding to this aspect, but globally is not welcomed by all society. Now this is issue under discussions what must be done in this situation when all rights must be protected regarding the copyright rights, the other rights which exist in the world. And for your information, the chairman of Azerbaijani Copyright Agency invited one of session of IGF as international expert for the providing information about our practice, and this is moment indicate that our situation, our practice, consider it one of models maybe for the other countries, and our representative from government, Kamran Imanov, will participate in these discussions, and I think this is will very fruitful discussions during this IGF. Okay, now we have one question more, but our time is finished, and therefore I won't stop our discussions. I want to express our gratitude to the all participants, all speakers who had such good presentation, good speech in here, and I wish success to your activity, and I wish very to be actively during these IGF meetings. In this IGF planned more than 100 some workshops, many issues which were mentioned in here and which not mentioned in here regarding the internet regulation will be discussed during these 4 days. I wish you to be actively in these events, and again I express my thanks to all persons which participate in here. Thank you.